tonight, was there any thought at all that, this could have been your last game with the Lakers?
I'm not going to answer that. Appreciate it.
That's a little sus, no? Feels like my friends when I ask them about their relationship statuses.
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Julia Teixeira filling in for Marissa, and it's going to be a nervous night in Leafsland this evening, as Toronto will look to stave off elimination in Boston in a must-win Game 5 at TD Garden. And with the season on the brink in Toronto, the biggest question mark is surrounding their 69-goal man, Austin Matthews, whose status remains up in the air due to his mystery illness that forced him to miss the third period of Game 4. The core four have struggled immensely for Toronto in this series, combining for just 3 goals across the 4 games in this series so far. But their lack of production is especially glaring when compared to their arch nemesis across the ice in Brad Marchand, who has the same amount of goals as the 4 of them combined. Or as former Leaf, Zach Hyman, who has twice as many goals in the same amount of games. And with Mitch Marner needing to pick up the slack with Willie Nylander just returning from injury, and Matthews clearly not at full strength, Leaf Nation has even more to worry about, as his production historically tails off significantly as playoff series go deeper. If tonight happens to be Toronto's final game of the season, and maybe the final game before significant changes to this roster and core, it will also extend this ugly streak of remaining one of just 5 teams in NHL history to never play a game in the month of June. And they are definitely the elder statesmen of that group. Of all the painful things to think about on this day when Leafs Nation woke up very nervous, this is just another one to add to the list. Though, Leafs fans, we all enjoy our Junes. Summer is nice. It's a good month to not be in a hockey arena, so that's a solace we'll take, I guess, fans. And there's a lot on the line for Canadian NHL teams tonight, with the Jets trying to keep their season alive, and the Canucks trying to close out the Preds using their 3rd-string goalie. But let's start with the Jets, who need their starting goalie to start playing like the guy we saw all season long, as Colorado heads to Winnipeg with a 3-1 series lead. Yesterday, Connor Hellebuyck was obviously named one of the Vezina finalists, but his amazing .921 save percentage and 2.39 goals against average has just gone sideways in the postseason, giving up 19 goals in the first 4 games of this series alone, and resulting in him getting the 3rd period off in Game 4. It's pretty crazy, especially when considering the fact that goaltending was supposed to be a major advantage for the Jets coming into this series. Even though Georgiev allowed 7 goals for Colorado in Game 1, he's only allowed 5 since. But no one seems to be pointing fingers at Helly right now, with both Mark Scheifele and Rick Bowness coming to his defense, saying the way that this series has gone so far is all on the players in front of Hellebuyck. So whose fault is it then? Bowness says he's going to need to see the players walk the walk and not just talk the talk in this do-or-die scenario. And if they don't, do not miss the press conference after, because it's going to be spicy. And Jesse's TikTok, for that matter. The Canucks, of course, are in an opposite scenario, looking to close out a series win at home. But who's going to be between the pipes as they try to do it? They've won their 3 games this series with 3 different tendies, all of whom have played really well, especially considering the unfortunate circumstances with injuries to DeSmith and to Demko. Demko, by the way, was also named a Vezina finalist yesterday, along with Hellebuyck and the Panthers' Bobrovsky. There's been no real clear answer on who's going to be between the pipes in this potentially series-clinching game tonight, with Vancouver head coach Rick Tocchet saying he's going by the hour when it comes to his starting goalie status for tonight. But he's actually not worried about the potential of having to put in 23-year-old Artur Silovs, who knows how to play in these high-pressure situations. He was Latvia's netminder when they stunned USA to win bronze on home soil for the country's first ever medal at the World Championships. And he was actually named MVP of that tournament too. Personally, I get a bit sad when the first round ends, so I'd like to see all these 3-1 series go a little bit longer, but that's just me. Canadian basketball has never been in a better place than right now. And we saw exactly why last night, as a pair of Canadian superstars punched their ticket to the 2nd round. Let's start in Denver, where Jamal Murray and the Nuggets sent King James and his Lakers packing with another 4th quarter masterclass. Despite a leg injury that almost kept him out of the lineup, Murray posterized LeBron and then shrugged it off like it was nothing, before adding his 2nd game winner of the series on a ridiculous floater against the grain. This time not over AD, but in another great defender in Austin Reeves. And we have to take a moment just to appreciate how incredible Murray has been in the postseason over his young career. Just look at his per game averages as opposed to the regular season. The Kitchener native simply takes his game to another level, like maybe no one else in the game's history. He also has a pair of 50-point playoff games to his name. Only Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and Allen Iverson have had more in their postseason NBA careers. And his MVP running mate was no slouch either, racking up a ridiculous 25 points, 20 boards, and 9 dimes. If you can believe it, Nikola Jokic is leading the entire NBA postseason in points, rebounds, and assists. Because of course he is. Meanwhile, it's another playoff disappointment for LeBron. And like we saw right off the top of the show, the biggest question mark now seems to be if that was the last time we'll ever see him in a Lakers uniform. And it might be a bit of a changing of the guard across the association. As for the first time in nearly 2 decades, the second round will not feature LeBron, KD, or Steph. However, there might be some more positive news for Lakers fans. As Shams reported earlier this morning for The Athletic, the Lakers are very open to the prospect of helping LeBron fulfill his dream of playing with his son, Bronny James, by potentially drafting him in June. Now that is an interesting incentive and would definitely break the internet. Meanwhile, Canadian Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Lou Dort finished off a clinical sweep of the Pelicans. SGA finished the series averaging over 27 points, 6 boards, and 5 dimes, while also amassing 6 steals and 3 blocks. And his Thunder will now await the winner of the Mavs-Clippers series, which will resume tomorrow night. But before that, we got another exciting triple header of ball for you tonight, starting at 7 Eastern with what will be a crazy environment at MSG, where the Knicks can send Joel Embiid and the Sixers packing. An hour later, the Magic go for a 3rd straight upset against Cleveland, before the Bucks try to stay alive against Indy. All 3 games can be seen on TSN.
Hey, good job, buddy.
Time now for my favorite segment and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
We all know mini golf skills are something you're born with. You either got it or you don't. And the kid we are about to show you was obviously born with this natural gift. Well, his dad has obviously been trying to acquire it his whole life. You'll see what I mean. Embarrassed you at Crazy Golf. Looks like he's using a hockey stick.
Looking pretty good, actually.
What a weird looking golf hole, too. Oh my gosh, nice kid.
Good job, buddy.
Nice, buddy.
Yeah, good job.
All right.
Daddy's turn.
Good go.
right.
Good go.
Daddy's
Where's
turn.
Dad at? Right,
Try
his
to do the
turn.
same thing.
A little bit of a
There.
club advantage, I'd
All
say. Hits it. Oh,
Oh,
brutal.
wow.
Actually, had some good weight on it, but
Oh.
not quite, sir. Oh, the kid's gonna give him another try, maybe? Yeah. He's like, come on, Dad, just hit it.
But you already got a hole in one. No way.
Like this. There's no way this is gonna go in for a second time.
No
Oh!
way. Good job.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. Sorry, Dad, you got worked. And it's Tuesday, so you know we gotta end our show with our anytime goal scorer pick. And Leaf fans, you're not gonna like this one, but I'm gonna try to reverse the curse. Here's what I mean. We have to go with Mr. Playoffs right now, Mr. Leaf Killer, Brad Marchand. He's paying a juicy plus 200 on FanDuel tonight to net a goal for the 3rd straight game. Boston's captain has racked up all 3 of his goals in the series in the last 2 games. Has 3 multi-point games and at least 1 point in all 4 games in the series. On top of that, when Marchand scores against Toronto in the playoffs, his Bruins are a perfect 8-0 in his career. Great! So I guess I'm also predicting an ugly end to the season tonight, Leafs Nation. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just trying to protect myself. I'm usually wrong about these things though, so who knows how it's gonna go. That's all for today. I'm sorry, Leafs Nation. I wish I was leaving you guys with more hope. I feel like Marissa would do that. She's gonna be back tomorrow to take care of you guys either way, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.